Hello, and a very warm welcome to all of you piano lovers all over the world. Today I would like to make a video tutorial on Chopin's posthumous Nocturne in C-sharp minor, and the emphasis will be on the tutorial aspect rather than the performance aspect. You know, there are lots of great performances of all this music on YouTube, which you can always access. So I would like to begin by saying that this Nocturne was composed by Chopin when he was still in his teens, maybe when he was 16, 17 or 18 years old, and he was still trying out his wings as a composer. He had wonderful parents who didn't bother him when he would spend hours and hours improvising and composing at the piano. And so it is from this period of his life, when he was still a teenager, still living with his parents, and he had discovered the Nocturnes of John Field, an English composer who invented this form of music for piano solo, which is, you know, evening music, as the word nocturne suggests. It comes from the word nocturnal, and he liked the idea, and so his nocturnes were inspired by the nocturnes of John Field. Unfortunately, they totally eclipsed the nocturnes of John Field. Now, this particular nocturne has come down to us in many different forms, in the form of Eigenschrift or the autograph copy, in the form of Abschrift, later copies in the possession of different people, including his sister. And there is even a first edition by Aschenberg in London. The problem is that it's different. Everything, all the copies differ from one another in details. So it will really depend on from which edition, from which book you are playing. I am playing from the Händler edition and the Urtext, and I am playing from the Abschrift version on page 103, probably based on the copy that was in possession of Chopin's sister. Now, already in this Nocturne, you will notice the characteristics, typical characteristics of Chopin's music. For example, the extended accompaniment, you know. Normally, you think in terms of octaves, but he is already thinking in tenths. The accompaniment is in tenths. And syncopation, you know, between the right hand and the left hand. There you have syncopation, and there is elaborate ornamentation. Already lots and lots of trills and runs, and, you know, for instance, starts right away with the trill. Or there are runs. I was teaching a Frenchman once, and I'll never forget, he told me that quand je joue Chopin, j'ai toujours peur des petites notes. When I play Chopin, I'm always afraid of the little notes, you know. When he writes these runs in little notes, which have to be played as fast as possible. Well, without more of an introduction, let me just play the first page. So this is this Nocturne is really in ternary form in three parts. There is a first section in C-sharp minor, a middle section in A major, And then there is once again the recapitulation of the principal theme in C sharp minor. So he begins with just some introductory chords by way of setting the mood. That's the end of the first part. Then the left hand transitions to A major. So I'll play from. Now comes, so that was the middle section in A major. Now comes a very interesting thing. Chopin's never done this ever again. It kind of becomes almost Spanish. And it just comes out of nowhere. And I feel like he's just stepping away from the piano to go into the kitchen, make himself a cup of tea, have a cup of tea before he comes back and returns to the main theme, which is what completes the ternary form. So again, I will just lead into it once again. There we are. So one of the very first nocturnes that Chopin ever wrote, and he didn't want to have it published. You know, he had expressly said that works that he had not sent for publication in his lifetime should not be published after his death. But thank goodness they were published, because otherwise we would not have had this beautiful music. You notice that at the end, Chopin ends with a tierce de Picardy. You know, the whole thing is in C sharp minor, but now he ends with C sharp major. And that is, you know, an expression of his love for Bach. Chopin absolutely adored Bach. And sometimes he would play one prelude and fugue after another from the well-tempered clavichord for his princesses. And when the Princess Czartoryska said, "Maestro, I must compliment you on your retentive memory," Chopin said, "But this one cannot forget." You know, that is how much he loved Bach. So thank you for watching. Please post your comments. I eagerly look forward to them. And this video tutorial is what I made specially inspired by Sean in Scotland, who is currently studying this nocturne. So I hope this video will help, and thank you for your encouraging remarks and feedback. They mean absolutely the world to me. No video would ever be complete without your comments and feedback. And do play this beautiful nocturne and enjoy playing the piano. Keep playing the piano. Thank you. Till next time.